Hello everyone, it's Fugeki here. Today I thought I would record a part of a very iconic quest of Classic WoW that is called Scarlet Subterfuge. It's a quest that requires you to escort a very important character that is up north in Earthglen, which is Scarlet territory in Western Plaguelands. So, either just for, my own trip down memory line later of having done this iconic quest, or just for as kind of a tutorial for people who are trying to achieve it still. I thought I'd just record myself doing it and put it out there. There used to be also, I'm gonna try soloing it. I know there used to be a trick where you could kind of like mount up and just like run around as like mob would like chase you until you have this like savior that kind of arrives to finish the quest. So which is Tyrion Foldring. So I'm gonna try to see if it still works, and I guess we're gonna have our answers there. So here we go. So first of all, what you need to do for the quest is you have to talk to Miranda the Hag, which is here. You accept the quest, Scarlet Subterfuge, and then the other part, which is like the most important part, is you need to wear a costume. So you need to wear an illusion. So you say, make me wear the illusion, Miranda. You have 30 minutes. And now what you want to do is just run all the way here to Earthglen. And in Earthglen, there is going to be a character in the keep, which is completely at the down, like right there at the end. There's a character on the upper floor. Sometimes I don't know if it's gonna be this at this time, but oftentimes it's like pretty occupied. There's a bunch of people that are there. They're hoping to be able to do the quest themselves. So hopefully there's not going to be a lot of people, because the costume, the escort itself kind of lasts a long time, but yeah, the escorts itself lasts a long time, but like the costume only lasts 30 minutes. So if you have to wait something like 20 minutes just to be able to start the quest because a bunch of people are there lined up and they're kind of like taking it before you, then you might end up having to run all the way back to Miranda, ask for another costume, and start from there. So hopefully it won't happen today. So when wearing this costume, this Scarlet costume, Scarlet Illusion, when you engage on these paths and you engage with just Scarlet people in general, they should all be green to you. So if you see here in the top, in the bottom right corner, you have, Scarlet Avenger and stuff. Usually these are hostile. So whenever you would walk by them, they would attack you. But when you are wearing this illusion, it makes it that they become friendly to you. So you can pass by, they won't attack you, everything's gonna be alright. Which is really, really, really important for this last part here, because this entire section of Earthglen is actually elite mobs. And these mobs can hurt quite a bit. I know that on my priest, there was a quest that I think it was like Heroes of Darrowshire, that I was able to like, you need to grab a book in the library there. There's about like 5 or 6 elite mobs to kill to get there, and I was able to do it like alone, because priest is kind of OP for soloing stuff, particularly elite quests. So look, like these are elite mobs, and they can hurt quite a bit. So again, it's a good idea to it's a good idea, it's like it's mandatory for you to have the costume. And I'm pretty sure as well that if you lose the costume for whatever reason, you won't even be able to talk to the NPC you have to escort, because the NPC you have to escort right now, like at this moment, I think he's kind of like a member of the Scarlet Crusade. So if you're not wearing the costume, he's gonna think of you as an enemy. So here I am with my cool little guy, cool little haircut, and little goatee. Making my way through. Hopefully, there are any other people? No. So see, this is the guy. Talon Foldring, which I think is one of the son of Tyrion, if I'm not mistaken. So you talk to him, you give him Tyrion's gift. And then he kind of realizes, I think, something around his dad like being alive and whatnot. And then this is when the quest in Dreams is going to start. So he's gonna go mad, and he's a powerful dude. So like he's gonna start going mad. It says something is, you know, like it says something is wrong, and then it just starts, you know, smacking everyone. And this guy is actually, he's so powerful you don't need to do anything. The entire escort quest, you keep your costume on, you don't do anything. You literally let him smack the hell out of everyone around him. After each pull, he's gonna heal to full. So you're just there waiting for him to do his thing. Whenever he's gonna smack everyone in orbit, whenever that's gonna happen, then you'll be able to talk to him again. And when you'll talk to him, he'll start the quest called In Dreams, which has some of the best quest rewards in the game for many classes. I remember on my druid, it had, I think, like a best in slot tanking ring. And on this guy, actually, this quest gives me a pre-raid best in slot ring. This one. So this ring is absolutely insane. I know this is good for PvPers, for caster PvPers. I'm not sure about this. I know the plate chest, I think, is pretty good for like pre-raid best in slot. But also this, like the crit strike and attack power is actually really rare. I know it was like, I wanted that on my druid, like absolutely, my druid tank. But now I'm gonna be aiming for this. So let's start the quest. It's literally just to escort him out of Earthglen. Earthglen again, which is this section here. And the quest is also 6 gold, and that's a lot. I didn't know that. Alright, so that's pretty much any good escort quest of Classic WoW. He's obviously taking his sweet time, walking at snail pace. Go, Talon! He has a cool, like, I think he has a light forge armor, I think, but I'm not sure if his shoulders are kind of like reskinned or if it's the actual color, but pretty dope looking guy. And he's also like so big, it's like absolutely insane. Like, how do you get this? What do you eat to get this big? So I can just look at my really nice bald head as I'm looking at this guy smacking the hell out of these other Scarlet Crusaders. So absolutely don't worry about him whatsoever. Even if there might be a point, I think he's gonna be fighting like a few mobs at the same time, like something like 6 to 8 or something and whatnot. Then it's just don't worry about him. The way it works though is, if everything turns out the way I'm trying to make this be, if it does happen, what happens is you escort him all the way down here, and then you're gonna reach that tower. When you're gonna reach that tower, a new elite mob, like a boss, is gonna pop up, and they're gonna start attacking each other, but the boss is gonna summon a bunch of ads. and the ads are going to charge him, but they're also going to charge you. And at this point, what is going to happen is that eventually this guy, Thielen Fordring, this guy is gonna die. Sorry, spoiler alert, Thielen Fordring is gonna die. And when he's gonna die, after a certain amount of time, Tyrion Fordring, his dad, is gonna show up heroically, and he's going to basically kill everyone. So there is absolutely no point at all in this quest when you're trying to do anything for Thielen Fordring, the guy we're escorting right now. There's no point in this quest where you're trying to go out of your way to make sure that this guy survives, because he won't. It's part of the quest, it's part of the chain, and the chain will not be completed if he ends up surviving. Like, he needs to die for the stuff to keep moving forward. The only thing that's important is that your character, doesn't die. And the only way to do it, the only way your character doesn't die, is either you have a group and you fight the ads, or you're like me and you're trying to solo, and when you do is you'll just... hop on your mount and just run around in circle, trying to avoid the ads until this guy dies and until Tyrion shows up. So yeah, like I said, I know it was a thing back then. It was like a thing on private servers, and I'm pretty sure it was a thing that I've also done to a certain extent on Classic WoW when it came out like 2 years ago. But we're gonna try it again so that way we have a definitive answer. That was been weird to me that sorry, I keep yawning. It's kind of always been weird to me that for some reason, like, Blizzard developers have thought that, like, consistently, that, like, you know, like, we're gonna take a human character, like a basic human character, and we're gonna make them super powerful, and our way to make them super powerful is to just make them ridiculously big. It's like, why? Like, I don't know. Even in the modern game and like whatever, when you have like big characters, they either become like, you know, bosses and like whatever, they just take them and they just make them bigger. It's very silly to me. Anyway, little tangent. Also, I don't know if it's still the case, because now, like, we're in like phase 6, and pretty much, like, you know, the game is like pretty much done. People have cleared knacks. You know, people are being very geared up and like all of that stuff. So I'm not sure if it's actually viable and still true. But this area here, Earthglen, I know was like a very, very good and very decent farming spot for gold makers, particularly mages. You could like gather up a bunch of these people. I think it was like around here, and I think there's a mine somewhere like around here maybe or something. But anyway, you used to be able to like gather up a lot of these elite mobs and just AoE them down. And because they're elites, they would drop like a lot of like silver, they would drop a lot of cloth stuff, like room cloth and whatnot. So I know it used to be a decent, and you would have a decent shot also at getting like blues and greens to either disenchant or to like put on the auction house or just vendor. So I don't know if it's still the case, but for some people who kind of wondered where Earthglen and stuff were decent like farming spots, like here used to be one, particularly for mages, but I'm sure like it would have been a good one for a bunch of other classes too. And as you see, you have this guy that was kind of like, halt, here, let me call my mount, and then mounts up only to walk to the exact same speed that he did without his mount. classic WoW escort quest. As you see, has these, you know, smacking these people up. Our costume is at 16 minutes now. So, you know, you can imagine that, like, you know, obviously if we would be, you know, at the beginning and then be a bunch of groups and they would do the escort, it's like you would have to wait for other people to finish the escort because you can't start yours. So yeah, you would have to wait for people to finish it, but it would take about like something that, I don't know, like 10 minutes to do the escort. Ish. So like we got the costume, and I think by the time this whole thing, this whole event is going to be done, most likely it's going to be around like, there's gonna be maybe like 10 minutes left. So if you had to wait for one group to do it all, it would be very tight. And if you'd have two groups that would like start the quest, like, you know, it's like a bunch of people gathered around him, and then like you just spam click to get the quest, and then you end up not getting it, and other people would. Like, if that happens, like twice for sure, like more than once, don't even try to do the quest. Just run back to Miranda, go take back your costume again, and just do it again. Just kind of annoying. As you see, and as I've told you earlier, it doesn't matter how many mobs there's on him or like whatever, he's always going to tear them apart. So don't even interfere. Just keep your costume on. Don't get any aggro. Just let him do his work. So this is the, I think over there, yeah, this is the area. So when he's gonna reach that tower here, he's gonna like start an event that is going to summon a boss, like a big guy that hits pretty hard, and there's mobs and stuff. And again, what we're gonna try to do, which used to be the strategy then, let's hope it's gonna work, is we are just going to run around in circles all around this here. We're gonna just run around this whole area, like behind the tower and like all of that stuff. We're gonna try to make it that these mobs never catch us, that this other guy don't one-shot us, and we're gonna do it until Thielen dies and until Tyrion shows up. So, and pray that it works. The Grand Inquisitor Isilian is the dude that we have to be careful that will kill Thielen. So again, our goal is to let him die. I'm gonna repeat it. Our goal is to let him die. Do not intervene. And I think this guy. I'm not sure if they're gonna remove our costume or something, but... Alright, so I'm happy. Managed to prevent Dylan from escaping. But then... Now we think we failed or something, right? But see, there's no sound. The quest is still up and running. Gonna go in our quest log in dreams. It doesn't say that it failed or anything. You know, we're just gonna wait. We're just going to wait for Tyrion to show up. And then Tyrion is gonna tear them apart. Hopefully. Whenever Tyrion shows up to save the day, then what's going to happen is you just talk to Tyrion. Tyrion is gonna basically kill everyone, and then he's going to you can just talk to him, and when you talk to him, you'll be able to turn the quest in dreams, which is going to be the end of the chain, I believe. But most importantly, you'll get your pre-raid best in slot. For I'm pretty sure that like pre-raid best in slot, I think you would have a very close one for tanks, whether you're a druid tank or whether you're a paladin or warrior tank. You also get your best in slot ring, and I think that the marker foldering for DPS, like the trinket for DPS, the 1% crit and 26 attack power, I'm pretty sure it's still probably close to best in slot for a few classes. I think that it was again for like druids, like feral druids and stuff. So if it's not, it's very close, or it can just be very useful for you to just have it in your bag. So in any way, I think for almost every single class, except maybe I didn't see anything specifically for like casters that is very good. You could have Shroud of Exile, like, you know, if you're a mage or something like that, or but like it's decent and okay for like it's decent and okay for PvP, but it's not great by any means because you'd like more stam. But anyway, basically, if you're not a range caster, you'll get something from this quest. So I would highly recommend for people to do it. And there he is, Tyrion, Lord Tyrion Fordring, showing up, challenging the bunch, making ads disappear through his roars. Then Tyrion is going to smack him pretty hard. The Icilian is getting crushed, while Lord Tyrion is actually barely being scratched. So, you know, those who played, you know, later expansion like Legions and all of that stuff, you had Tyrion was like a major character in the lore. It became so much prominent, so big, so important, specifically in Legion, with like the invasion and like all of that stuff. So that's like basically where he came from. For those who didn't know, for those who didn't play it back then, this is where Tyrion's story started. It's all the way back to Classic. And I'm not sure if this rogue is gonna try to mess up with me. I have a feeling that he's gonna try to grief my quest. Oh no, he's inside. Okay. Look what he did to my boy.
That's still recharging.
Lotini is ready to start his new order. His order that is pledging to eradicate evil and what plagues this world. So he starts, Tyrion basically starts the new Order of the Silver Hands. And we are going to choose our besting slot ring. Pick up that, make an easy 6 gold, and a best in slot ring, which I am going to equip right now. And there we go, folks. I'm just gonna go to a little of a safer spot. Alright, here should be okay. So here we go, folks. This is the quest. I hope you enjoyed. I hope either you learned something from it, or again, like maybe just a trip down memory lane, you know, like remembering the good old days of Classic and remembering how this quest was like such a... I know that for me, like when I did it on private servers for a bit, like it was quite a pain to be able to do it, because at some point you would like get your costume removed, and then like in the last section where like Tyrion was like fighting all of these folks, you'd have no costume, so you would get aggro and you'd have to like run around, or you have to get a group or something, and like whatever. If it's not that, it could just be remembering the pain of, you know, the pain of like sitting there with you know, 15 other people around Tyrion, around Tyrion, sorry, and just try to get the quest. Like just spam click, you know, M, like waiting and hope that your group would be the group that would be able to start the escort, and then having to wait 2 or 3 times, and then you lose your costume, you go back. So, you know, they're all kind of like, some people hate that, some people love it, but in my mind it just bring in good memories about this quest. So I just wanted to put it out there for us to remember together. I'm gonna upload this video onto my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is the same as my Twitch channel, Fugeki22. So, you know, whenever, if ever you want to guys want to come watch my stream, sometimes I stream WoW Classic, but eventually I'm also going to do a different bunch of content that is more like educational content about surrounding like my studies and whatnot. So there is an video on my YouTube page, which is an introduction to basically myself, what I do, what I plan to do with this channel, what I'm kind of like hoping we can achieve together with growing and making this channel happen as a thing. So you'll have all the information here as to whether, you know, like you think it should be worthwhile for you to follow and hit the notification bell. You know, make sure that whenever I go online on Twitch, my Twitch name is also Fugeki22. Know that you have this information, so you can come and hang out. Like, it's my attitude towards stream is I'm just going to be streaming, you know, Classic WoW, taking it easy, just sitting there, like waiting for people to come in, ask some questions, have some really cool discussions and stuff. So if you want to have just a cool environment while watching video games, you know, pop on my Twitch and you can ask me a question live anytime. I'm going to stream pretty much every day from Monday to Thursday. So Monday to Thursday from 10:30 p.m. to 12 p.m. Well, 12 a.m. technically, so to midnight EST. So Canadian, like Eastern Standard Time, Canada and US. So if you want to pop in again and say hi, you're more than welcome. If anything, thank you for being here. Thank you for having this trip down memory lane with me, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will be seeing you in a bit. Thank you very much.